And we will be in a further debt spiral which we can never escape from.
Die Menschen werden so etwas nie akzeptieren. Es wird überall Aufstände geben.
Yes, there could be civil wars which could break out all over the place, but you must have noticed that by now that in most Western countries it is forbidden to own a gun, and only the government agencies like the police and the army are legally allowed to carry weapons.
Aber unsere Polizei und Soldaten werden nie Waffen gegen unsere eigene Bevölkerung einsetzen.
Well, look, really, here in Australia, our police and military are being trained to do just that. You only have to watch the news to see police and military forces constantly being pitted against civilians all around the world. But even if our own military will not act against us, the citizens, our government certainly could just happen to bring in a few thousand United Nations peacekeepers to keep the peace.
Sie meinen, die Bevölkerung sollte Waffen besitzen dürfen?
Look, if the Cubans had been able to keep their guns, their weapons, how long would Castro have survived? And the first thing that Lenin did to the Soviet people was to disarm them. That way they could no longer keep the revolution going, and in particular weren't able to protect themselves against their own corrupt politicians. Therefore I feel that citizens should have the right to protect themselves, and that weapons...
So, wenn wir diese neue Karte bekommen, wie wird die neue Weltwährung aussehen?
Yes, the world currency will most probably be electronic. The American Star Wars program, as you may know, has been, or was set up, not only for defence purposes, but actually to carry international banking information. But by telling the American people it was for their defence, they managed to get the American taxpayer to pay for it. Otherwise the banks would have had to pay for it themselves. So when everyone in the Western world has been issued with a smart card, all banking business can be done electronically. As you know, the system has been set up a long time ago. Now, however, as these cards will be debit cards to stop people stealing or copying other people's cards, the banks will insist that every card carrier must be registered and, of course, given a personal number. Now, this personal number will be your number for life. You will not be allowed to buy or sell anything without it. It will be registered on a worldwide computer system. This is easily done, and every move you make can be registered. Everything you buy or sell can be tracked and registered.
Das Ende des Steuerbetruges?
Well, yes, not only the end of tax fraud, it essentially could be the end of robbery, the end of drug dealers too, because every move that is made by a person can be registered by the computer. Now, the world government will love it because they will control all taxes and all drug deals. It might make them more efficient in their drug dealing from their past efforts. Now, all your finances will be totally controlled by the banks and the groups that own them. You will not be able to buy a bus ticket if they don't want you to do so.